Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to There Will Be Trivia Singles League. We have a fun one today because a little behind the curtains, we bumped up the time to honor John Marr's birthday because we're doing a little celebration tonight live on the time of the recording. I get the turnover pretty quickly, so just over the weekend. But anyway, so initially this was supposed to be planned later in the night, so you're going to see exactly why in a minute. But before we get there, Brian Michaels, you actually co-hosted the first one with me. So what are your thoughts going into this one? And now you actually get to just have a little more fun because you've had the practice, shook off the rust. What are you feeling today, bud?
My thoughts are, why did I come back? I don't know why I came back, especially co-hosting with you. I don't know. I don't know. The last one went fine. This one will go fine, assuming, we don't kill Ryan in the process. But, the questions, if they don't like them, they can blame me, but I don't really care.
If they study, they should like the questions. But with that said,
if you pick something as a strength, you should probably know the answers to questions.
Or at least not be like, oh man, I never heard of that one. At least have it in your notes or thought about.
I've watched those movies forever. Okay, yeah.
With that said, we're going to the highest ranked competitor. One of the admins here on There Will Be Trivia, Will the Virtuoso Cohen.
Hello.
Will, similar to the last match, do you feel that I asked those people, do you feel any pressure going into this one as a higher ranked competitor, even though it's just one match that we've all had? So obviously the numbers aren't, 100% set in stone and they're a little skewed, but generally speaking, do you feel any pressure or are you just going to go in, have some fun, see what happens?
I don't know. I feel like there's always pressure, not just as a player, but as an admin right now. I feel like the admins are expected to perform better because we are kind of like we're the ones running this league, so therefore we should really know our shit.
Yeah.
But if I play anything like the way I played my last time, I don't know if I'm gonna really have much of a problem with that. Now with Ryan and Brandon, both of these competitors are really good, but at the same time, I'm pretty damn good too. So I'm just gonna come in with my style, just have some fun.
That's what I like to hear. And speaking of that, we're going to go into the second ranked competitor in this match based on the standings, Brandon Cohen. Brandon, you had a fun one in your last one, so a little behind the scenes in case people don't remember your story. We had a unfortunate dropout in singles. You were a last minute replacement, and then you had a fire match. Do you feel any pressure to keep that up, or is it one of those things where it's like cards are going to fall, they may, and you just roll with the punches?
I'm playing with house money. I wasn't supposed to be here. And so now, anything happens, it's all, sprinkles on top. I was a little nervous going into this match, but now that it's, we have a little more chaos and it's gotten bumped up and we have someone driving a car, that plays in my wheelhouse of just being, from the bushes and just being all chaotic and all hell breaking loose. So that's where I shine, just distract the others. And then I just answer what I know.
That's what I like to hear. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And I don't know if their third opponent's actually driving, but he's definitely in his car, and that is Ryan Payne. Ryan, this is going to be fun. Apparently, you've claimed to have done this before, so you're not as nervous as us watching it. But what are your thoughts going into this?
All jokes aside, of me not being at home right now, it doesn't undertake exactly how serious this is going to be. Well, it's going to be fun competition, but yeah, going up against Will, who I have seen is incredibly dangerous, and Brandon, someone who was a last-minute replacement, the fact that he's able to be one of the top-ranked competitors, not putting these guys aside. Would I have loved to do, I would have preferred to have done this at home where I don't have to worry about a phone overheating on me? Yes. But this is not new to me before. As long as I got good air conditioning, I can be able to keep this going. So, yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
So we're not going to waste any hands. I'm going to assume that he's not actually driving, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's another thing. So we're not going to waste any time and let your phone overheat. So we're going to get started. Right here are the rules for round one.
Yeah.
All right. Question 6 comes in the category of sports comedies. What sports competition does Johnny Knoxville attempt to compete in The Ringer?
Something about this feels deja vu. I don't know what it is. I think I just saw a black cat walk by.
4, 3, 2, 1. Glitch in the Matrix. Let's go to Will.
Special Olympics.
Brandon
Special Olympics.
and Ryan.
Fuck, I wrote Paralympics, not Special Olympics.
Oh, it is Special Olympics. Special Olympics.
Ooh, sorry, Will. We're looking for Special Olympics, specifically track and field like you had before. No, I'm just kidding.
No, even before. I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Wait, what? All right. Now we're back on track. For everyone who's wondering what's up with the change of scenery, mind your business. Your next question in the category of 1990s. Oh, Brian's name's in the way. Get out of there, Brian's name. Your name is... There it is. That's weird. In the category of 1990s, what 90s movie was a TV adaptation starring Val Kilmer and Elizabeth Shue? That's the fun of reading questions that you didn't write. You never know where it's going sometimes because, you didn't write it. So when you're reading, you're like, does this make sense? And then when you get to the end, you're like, oh, okay. Shout out once again, Brian Michaels, writing this.
Well, let's withhold that shout out until we see how people feel about it.
This isn't to place blame. It's to give credit where credit's due for putting in the work that gives you 0 money. 5.
What?
4,
Oh,
3.
Chris.
Oh, sorry, real rejects. You don't get paid. 2, or the wild berries. 1. Let's go over to Brandon.
I put Heat.
Ryan
Wrote the Saint.
and Will.
The Saint.
The Saint is correct.
Your next question in the category of filmographies. Who had roles in the films Vanilla Sky, Avengers Endgame, and Snowpiercer?
Oh. Oh my god.
I love whenever I watch other leagues and then my leagues, like when I watch the edits, I have background music, so even all the awkward silences, there's still like a nice little flow, and it's not really that awkward, but like in the recording, it's so awkward just sitting there. It's like
4. 3. Just thinking it's fine. 2.
for me.
1. Markers down. We'll start with Ryan.
Tilda Swinton.
Will
He's probably right. I said Chris Evans.
and Brandon.
He's right. Chris Evans.
Tilda Swinton is correct.
We were looking for Wilda Swinton. Oh wait, no, that's Will Cohen. And with that said, you don't have to hear much from me soon because we're almost done with round 1. Your next question in Sandra Bullock rom-coms, Will Strength. Who plays Ryan Reynolds' father in The Proposal?
This is literally when I was looking up.
Well, let's see if it pays off.
No, I don't remember.
That's what he was in the other room. He was researching in his downtime.
He was taking the dog for a walk. Sorry, I was setting up a haircut appointment via Snapchat.
So
For who?
down or you?
4. So you were doing a good job of doing the countdowns. I was like,
On mine, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Ryan, I don't remember.
I guess Brian Cox, honestly.
Will
Craig T. Nelson.
and Brandon.
I couldn't pull it.
It was in fact Craig T. Nelson.
All right, and as there are no perfect rounds, the final question comes in the category of Oscars. George Clooney won his first Oscar for what film?
George Clooney. You a fan?
I enjoy fun George Clooney. Things like Out of Sight, things like Ocean's 11. When he does more serious films, he's a good performer, but it's just not my speed.
That's fair enough.
For the record, he did not win an Oscar for Out of Sight or Ocean's 11, so I didn't give anything away.
Yeah, change your board now.
4. I've narrowed it down for you. 3, 2, 1. Markers down. Will.
Syriana, Best Supporting Actor.
Brandon
Syriana.
and Ryan.
I thought the movie was just called Syria.
It is Syriana. It is Syriana. Was it a support actor or lead actor? I don't know.
It's supporting.
Oh, who knows? Okay.
Me.
Does anyone want to challenge? Because then we can say Will's wrong. No, I'm just kidding. For
No,
writing too much.
My
He had
challenge,
the
and he,
When you look at it, like he's the
lead
face on
actor.
the cover, so I was surprised. That's all.
All right. So after round one, Will has 8 points to Brandon's 5 and Ryan's 4. So we're gonna figure out behind the scenes who's gonna go first, second, and third. Before that, here are the rules for round 2. All right, Ryan. Here are your categories for round 2. You have recent releases, sports comedies, which is Brandon's strength, Sandra Bullock rom-coms, which is Will's strength, family films, coming of age, action/adventure, directors, and then your choice of comic book movies, as well as the mystery category, which, as a reminder, if you spin it on the first try and you stick with it, 3 points, no multiple choice. Are you ready, Ryan?
Let's go.
All right, here's your spin. Mystery category. So if you stick with it, you will have the option, no option for multiple choice, but you will get 3 points per correct answer. But just remind your opponents will also get 3 points if they get a correct steal.
Well, you know what? This whole day has been nothing but chaos for me, so I'll embrace the chaos. I'll take it.
I love people taking chances like this. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Shoot or shoot, baby.
All right. I guess I'll read these for Ryan.
Yep.
The mystery category today is failed YA franchises.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
Remember, there is no multiple choice, which once again is annoying because I spend a lot of time coming up with multiple choice answers. But remember, steals are also worth 3 points. All right, question 1. In Mortal Engines, which mobile city is the primary predator city that is absorbing all the smaller cities?
Was it like a no multiple choice option? So okay. England? Final answer?
That is incorrect. For a 3-point steal, the other two, I'll give you a few seconds to write it down. The question: in Mortal Engines, which mobile city is the primary predator city that is absorbing all these smaller cities? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Markers down. Will, tell him the mistake you made.
The mistake you made was you said England, which is a country. London is the city.
And
Give me a fucking break.
London is correct for a 3.
I was trying to pick up on that the way you said it.
I didn't look. Did Brandon get it right? I was.
Brandon got it wrong. Will got it right for a 3-point steal.
Yeah, that one. Good poker face on me and Brian's part for not even hinting at. You were close. Sorry,
I
buddy.
knew it was British. I just didn't know if it was a country or if it was a.
You had it right. You just forgot the question was city. Yeah. Question 2. Who directed The Host, based on a book series by Twilight author Stephanie Meyer?
The Host. Oh.
Five, 4, 3.
I'll go with Catherine Hardwicke.
Incorrect for a 3-point steal. Looks like you already have answers written down, but I'll give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Markers down. Brandon.
Maybe this is the YA film also? Bong Joon-ho?
And Will.
Melissa Rosenberg?
Both incorrect. It was Andrew Niccol, director of Gattaca and Lord of War and some other stuff.
Okay.
So no 3-point steals on that one. Question 3. What YA film involves groups known as the Moroi, Strigoi, and Dampier?
Fail.
Or Dampier, I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
I'm gonna say Mortal Instruments, City of Bones.
That is also incorrect. For steal, what film involves groups known as the Moroi, Strigoi, and Dampier? 5, 4.
Repeat the question.
3. Will you use and repeat? What film involves groups known as the Moroi, Strigoi, and Dampier.
For the record, that would have been a good chance for a time extension, but because we know what you meant, but I get it. We're still breaking that habit.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Markers down. I think we're back to Will
The vampire's assistant.
and Brandon.
But Divergent.
Both incorrect. Will, close. It's Vampire Academy. Vampire Academy.
Yeah.
What sucks is I actually erased that from the board.
And in an interesting scenario, if there was multiple choice, Mortal Instruments City of Bones was in the options. So I don't know if that would have helped you either. But so you're on the right track there, Ryan, going into your final question.
All right, and the final question in failed YA franchises. Who plays number 6 in I Am Number 4?
And Ryan just, thank you.
Yeah. Teresa Palmer.
That is correct for 3 very important points.
Facts. All right, so after Ryan's bold strategy, which honestly really didn't screw him over much. He only gave up the 1 steal, so not that, and he got 3 points on his own.
And he still gets street cred for taking the chance.
Going over to Brandon, your spin is away. Recent releases.
What's the time frame on recent releases?
12 months is of recording, so within the last 12 months. Can you confirm,
Theater.
Brian, as the writer, just to...
I believe that's what it did.
Theaters and streaming?
It needs to be available now of the last 12 months, and it's either a major wide release in theaters or a well-known streaming possibility. Like, that's, it's not a trick.
I'll take it.
Well, Brand's going to take recent releases, and I'll go ahead and read that one. Give Brian a break. Now, you do have multiple choice. Your first question. In what kind of location does the climactic finale of Don't Breathe 2 take place?
I'll do multiple choice, just to be here.
Is it A, swimming pool, B, church, C, rooftop, or D, hotel lobby?
Say rooftop.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. So I'm going to repeat the options, give you 5 seconds. Is it A, swimming pool, B, church, C, rooftop, or D, hotel lobby? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump over to Will.
B.
And Ryan.
Swimming pool.
Swimming pool is correct.
Okay.
All right, your second question, Brandon. What film features characters known as Bugs, Sati, and the Analyst?
Don't remember the... Okay, multiple choice.
Is it A, Space Jam: A New Legacy, B, West Side Story, C, The Eternals, or D, Matrix Resurrections?
I was thinking Matrix D.
That is correct for a point.
I couldn't think of the subtitle.
Your third question. Who directed Cyrano?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Mike Newell, B, Tom Hooper, C, Joe Wright, or D, Michael Gracie?
Go A.
That is incorrect. Repeat the option, give you 5 seconds. Is it A, Mike Newell, B, Tom Hooper, C, Joe Wright, or D, Michael Gracie? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ryan.
I went with C, Joe Wright.
And Will?
I believe it is Joe Wright. C.
It is, in fact, Joe Wright.
Okay.
All right, Brandon, your final question in recent releases. In what coastal city does Reminiscence take place?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Seattle, B, Miami, C, San Diego, or D, New Orleans?
Go Seattle.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Repeat the options, give you 5 seconds. A, Seattle. B, Miami. C, San Diego. Or D, New Orleans. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Will.
New Orleans, D.
And Ryan.
If it was the Wells Vagina, I'd have to watch that professional prize. So I went to New Orleans.
Unfortunately, it was Miami, so no steal opportunity there. So after Brandon's round there, Will's up to 12, Ryan 9, and Brandon at 5 going into Will's spin. Will, here we go. Sandra Bullock rom-coms.
Oh, big bucks, no whammies. Let's take it.
What state are Ben Affleck and Sandra Bullock trying to get to in Forces of Nature?
South Carolina.
That is incorrect for a 2-point steal.
Oh, fuck, I know what I did. God damn it.
What state are Ben Affleck and Sandra Bullock trying to get to in Forces of Nature?
I love how Brandon was like, he's not going to get it wrong. I'm not going to get my board ready.
4, 3, 2, 1. Markers down, Ryan.
I don't know. I have no idea, so I just went with the opposite of South, and I just said North Carolina.
And Brandon.
I was trying to read on what he said. North Carolina?
You both had a good strategy, but the correct answer is Georgia. Georgia.
Georgia. South Dakota or North Carolina for me. I was trying to think what he was trying to read on.
Question 2. What actor co-stars opposite Sandra Bullock in Love Potion number 9?
Tate Donovan.
That is correct for 2 points. Question 3. In While You Were Sleeping, what is Jack Warden's Saul's relation to Peter Gallagher's Peter?
Godfather.
Godfather is correct for 2 points. And your final question, Sandra Bullock rom-coms. What actor-director directed Practical Magic?
Griffin Dunn.
Correct for 2 points.
Alrighty, so with that said, because in this league, how the points format, we do have a second and third place, but going into round 3, Will does have an official knockout over Brandon, but we are going to play out round 3 as we would normally because Brandon and Will are going to fight for second place, as well as Ryan the opportunity to avoid a TKO on it. So let's go ahead and get the rules of round 3 right now. All right, Brandon, we're going to start with you for your category in sports comedies. Just a reminder, if you take the lead over Ryan, you avoid a TKO for him as well and potentially second place. I'll go ahead and read those just because I like sports comedies. Brandon, your first question for 2 points.
Yep.
Who plays boxer Honey Roy Palmer in Diggstown? Five, 4, 3, 2,
Terrence Howard.
1. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. We're looking for Louis Gossett Jr. Your 3-pointer. What is the name of the third movie in the Bad News Bears franchise?
It's okay. Make sure Bad News Bears go to Tokyo.
That is incorrect, unfortunately. The Bad News Bears go to Japan. Just a little too specific.
Yeah, he had the right movie, just the one word up.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Yeah.
But with that, you still have your 5-pointer, which could at least knock a TKO from Ryan and, maybe even still get second place. So your 5-pointer. In Cool Runnings, how had Irv Blitzer, played by John Candy, cheated in the 1972 Olympics, resulting in his team's disqualification?
How do I think, okay, I'm going to say he weighed down the bobsled.
And that is correct for 5 points. So just to reiterate, you took away a TKO for Ryan and potentially could secure second place, seeing how, depending on what happens with Ryan. So bounce over to Ryan. Brian, I'll let you go ahead and read those.
Okay, Ryan's strength of comic book movies.
Correct.
Your 2-point question. What movies cast included Toby Kebbell, Guy Pearce, and Isa Gonzalez?
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot is correct for 2 points.
All right, and with that said, Ryan has secured at least a second place finish, but we're gonna play these out and see what happens if he can avoid a TKO for Will as well as potentially first place.
All right. Your 3-point comic book movies. How does Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask, die in Birds of Prey?
I'm thinking of specifics, but he's blown up by a grenade.
That is correct for 3 points. And your final question, for 5 points. What movie opens with the line, "A famous man once said, we create our own demons. Who said that? What does it even mean? Doesn't matter."
And just a reminder, you have 3 repeats last time extensions.
This has to be
5, 4.
Repeat the question.
A repeat? What movie opens with the line, "A famous man once said, we create our own demons. Who said that? What does it even mean? Doesn't matter."
I'm not gonna waste. Iron Man 3.
That is correct for 5 points.
Wow. Wait to be resilient. So now we're going to bounce over to Will's questions. And Ryan is taking a 19-18 lead. So Will just needs to hit 1 of his 3. But we'll see what happens. Will, for 2 points and the potential win. First place finish, at least. Name both actresses that play Bullock and Kidman's aunts in Practical Magic.
This one I actually don't know. I'm not going to waste anyone's time. I don't know.
Okay, he does not know it. So unfortunately, we were looking for Stockard Channing and Diane Wiest.
Okay.
For 3 points. In 2 F by C, what is the nickname of the art thief FBI agent O'Malley is after whom Dennis Leary's Frank helps catch in the end?
Brandon, Ryan, good game. Phil the Shill.
And your winner with a first place finish and a final score of 21-19-10, Will Cohen. So, this was an interesting one. We're going to talk specifics right now, starting off with our first place finisher, Will Cohen. All right, Will. So it's just how it goes sometimes. Back-to-back scenarios in recording, unrelated, just random coincidences. You know the behind-the-scenes stuff. Everyone who's watched these matches, you probably watched the last one. Sometimes just, how it crumbles cookie-wise. What are your thoughts on your performance after a fantastic round 1? And then, obviously, you didn't know your 2, which made me nervous because 3 and 5 get harder. But what are your thoughts overall on this match? And the day.
First of all, I knew 2 of Spicy was going to come up because as much as I love Brian, he does love to throw in those little curveball sons of bitch answers. And,
It's an eligible movie. What on your list? What do you want?
I know we even talked about it because I told him. But yeah, I'm just really grateful I actually watched this recently. It's like, is he gonna throw a Yaphet Kotto question? Because we all know that you love Yaphet Kotto. But no,
apparently just research Brian and you'll do well.
But to answer your question here, Henry, that first round was actually kind of surprising. I feel like I did better that round one than I did my debut one in this league, so that's really nice. Nailing a 3-point steal in Field YA really shows how shitty of movies I tend to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've actually watched Practical Magic I think 4 times since choosing this as a strength, and it's one of my least favorite films. So I had a feeling, knowing if need be, I could probably nail my 3 or my 5, and sure enough, I did. So
I would like to point out that in that round 2, if Ryan had said London instead of England, he would have 22 points. You would only have 18, and so even your 5 point would only have tied it. So that steal is what
well, I had 18 going into this question, so I would have had 21. So I would still need to have answered my 5.
Yeah, but no, he's saying you wouldn't have gotten the steal. So because you got that steal,
that's
yeah.
fair. That's
but
fair.
Anyway, so yeah, it's just one of those ones where it's just a fun scenario of just the curveball of this league and this format that you got to respect people for taking a shot. And as always, like if you really think about the questions, it's one of those, if you know the movies, there weren't technically hard questions. You just sometimes just doesn't fall in how it lays. But one of them did for you, so we'll see you. You're going to be at the top of the standing, so you might have to play John maybe in the future. That's going to be interesting now. So with that said, we're going to bounce over to second place finisher, Ryan Payne. All right, Ryan, we have a few things we want to cover here. One, change of location. Overall, just how it went. You maybe be frozen as I'm reading this. You're probably not hearing anything. I'm going with it just in case. Doesn't look like you're moving. There you go.
I'm hearing everything you're saying.
Okay, so let me just hear your thoughts. This was a weird day, but sometimes that's how it goes. But at the end of the day, this league, we take it seriously, but it's not like overly dramatic in terms of like, you're going to get another chance. So I respect your shot. Do you regret it in hindsight? Obviously in hindsight, you're going to regret it, but like assuming it was a category that you knew won, would you still have taken that risk, or is it something now you're never going to do again?
Well, in hindsight, I'm actually going to start thinking maybe I should start investing more in hotspots so I can do this in the future. But even then, like I don't work on Saturdays most of the time, so this was just a rare opportunity to where scheduling just got in the way, and I'm thinking I've done this before, I can accommodate. So I thought this would be fun.
With that said, though, what are your thoughts on your performance outside of the drama?
I will say my round 1 was definitely my weakest because the Josh Boone question, the Special Olympics question, I should have known those.
That's another one. You were one word off. That also would have been a major factor too. So it's not even like you were way off for some of these.
Yeah. And funny thing is, Failed YA franchises was something I used to be very good in because I'd have constant discussions of people about which YA film could have been better or not. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna be wishy-washy here, and it's okay in the end. I mean, I knew coming into this was going to be hectic, especially given my history with internet. So I'm like, just play, push forward, see how this goes. Yeah, but it was still a very competent match. Brandon and Will had me on the ropes throughout the entire time.
Yeah, and you still pulled in second place. You get points for that, and you avoided a knockout or TKO.
Yeah, so there you go. So congratulations on making it worth your time, and we're gonna bounce over to third place finisher, Brandon Cohen. All right, Brandon. Just generally speaking, what are your thoughts on this match? It was a hectic day. Some things didn't go your way, but overall, I feel like you had a solid match. I mean, 10 points and a third place finish is nothing to sneeze at, because you think about like how down you may feel. It's still a good match, and some that could be a second place finish in any given match, maybe even a first. But overall, how do you feel, bud?
No, it worked out. It worked out exactly how I wanted it to, because the top of the leaderboard's not fun because everyone's hard. So I want to be right in there in the middle, like middle of the bottom. It's right where I want to be because I like winning. So bring on the last place people to me now. So no, there's some like I'm kicking myself a little bit. I overthought some things. In my head, there's maybe 5 points. Like I think I could have pulled that London one if I read into more about the mistake he made. I wasn't thinking City either. So, there's some things I could have done, maybe taken my time more. But, chaos is still fun. So I always enjoy doing all this.
Absolutely. So, I appreciate you taking your time out to do this. And like you said, you may not be at the top, but being in the middle is, not crazy, because, you might be able to play someone who might have been at the bottom to start and they worked their way up. So you still have a good match.
Also, forget about that. How many bad movies come out in recent releases? So
Yeah.
I might have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen like 5 movies. Maybe those 5 questions will be the ones they ask about. No.
That's a good Jay Burns answer right there. I like that thought process. But yeah, I appreciate you showing up, and I can't wait to see you in your next set of matches, bud. All right, Brian. This was a fun day to say the least. Still only behind the scenes, only an hour and 20 of total recording, including 40 minutes of waiting for Ryan to go home and change his scenery. So honestly, the editing's not gonna be that bad. I'm gonna cut from awkwardness, cut that out, and then bing bong boom, this is gonna be up there. So what are your thoughts on this match and how it went down?
Now we'll just have the usual awkwardness in it instead.
My
But
joke.
yeah, no, I mean, this is good. Like I said at the end, I mean, it looks like Will ran away with it, but Ryan came back, answered this round 3 questions, and ended up took him Will almost to the last question. And really, it was that one answer where if he had, said London instead of England, it would be a whole different game. So anything can happen. Yeah, and I got big respect for him for taking the line no multiple choice mystery category. Again, I don't know how people are going to do that after these ones air, but hey, go for it.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how that goes. But yeah, this was a fun one, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next set of matches. But with that said, shout out to Brian Michaels for writing. Appreciate you taking time to do this. Shout out to Will, Brandon, and Ryan for showing up and playing and having patience and all the behind the scenes stuff. Appreciate it. So with that said, my name is Henry Confidential. That is Brian Michaels. If you made this far in the video, drop a like, comment below your thoughts on the 3-point steals in the mystery category. Definitely, we like feedback. We're not afraid to change and what the people want. So with that said, my name is Henry Confidential. That is Brian Michaels. That is Will. That is Brandon. That is Ryan. Make sure you show up every week, every day, every night, because there will be trivia.